guys, how's it going? Welcome back. So it's review time for the Kyosho Blizzard FR. So this was my Merry Christmas present to myself. Picked it up from greathobbies.com. Now I am Canadian, so this cost me $500.86 to my door. Now that was the price of the machine, oversized shipping, as well as insurance. Main shipping, of course, was free, which is awesome. I've already done a few mods. Real beacon, and activated the headlight pods. Now there's been a gentleman on YouTube, he's got an FR as well. He's been helping me out too to let me know about this and a few other things about it. And anyways, his channel is, I believe it's Sheen Loco, Shenloco, I think is how it's spelt. Anyways, do a Kyosho FR search. Other than about 1 million videos on my channel, you'll also find him in there too. He goes over, a few things. He's already done, I believe, the ball bearing upgrade. He's also had a run video where I believe it was his channel. I ain't gonna swear to it, but I think it was his channel. He went on an angle like this and was like sick, and it climbed it. He didn't have snow that day. Anyways, point is, he's been helping me out a little bit here and there, which has been awesome. And I still need help on a few things. So any guys out there with SR experience and lots of it, are these tracks set okay? Should they be a little tighter maybe? What's the chain tension supposed to be like? And I'm saying that because, I don't know everything about this machine. I know quite a bit, but the manual sucks. Point blank, the manual sucks. I mean, even when it comes to LiPo versus NIM, I was reading through the manual again tonight, and they have, there's a warning system on this thing, okay? 3 warnings. 1, you're not connecting to the radio gear. Okay, that's a beep beep signal. There's also another beep beep signal for when you're low on power. They say 7.2, 7.4. So I'm going to assume this is LiPo compatible. I'm going to test that tomorrow. I'm going to throw a LiPo in there that I don't care about, and we'll see if the beeper kicks in. I still haven't gotten it to kick in on the 1800 mAh NIM pack that comes with the machine. I haven't run it long enough for that, obviously. And I ran for about a half an hour today, and still no beep 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 to tell me my battery was low. It also has a beep system if you are overloading the motors, which is also great. So if you're really pushing this thing beyond its limits. And it does have twin ESCs in this, twin 370 series motors. If anything, I might upgrade the motors to like 390s down the road. But I think I'll be fine even with the 370s. Because I know even Aaron from RC Sparks, he's still running the stock motors. He did upgrade to a Sabertooth ESC. For being able to run pistol grip radio, but he's still running stock motors, and apparently they're fine. I'm not going to go brushless with this. It's not about speed for me. It's about cool factor, scale running, that sort of jazz. Okay. Now driving this thing, I kind of still suck. I can drive it like drive. Like I'm going to cut some video for you guys tomorrow during the day for some outside stuff. We were cutting out an RC course today. But regular normal driving, it's not that bad. It's actually fairly easy. It's when you start getting into using the right stick for moving the plow up and down at the same time as you're trying to drive straight. That's a little tricky and a skill to learn. But I'm sure it won't be that bad. Okay, I do have a toy grade piston bully machine like this, and of course it has little buttons on the side for, it's either up or down for the plow. But you can actually click the plow in a couple of stages. For up and down, which is kind of cool. But in this hobby grade stuff, it's all digital controlled for the movement of the stick up and down. I actually have videos showing how that actually works, so you can check out my channel. I got a lot of Kyosho videos right now. I'm going Kyosho happy. Now, there's some changes obviously between this and the SR. New style color cab, clear windows now, the light pods up top that are usable, and I've activated mine with some LEDs that are ultra bright. I changed my cab light to yellow. It actually looks nicer. The white one that was in there was like way overkill, and I got some scale guys in there because I have a unit from a spare piston bully that I use in this thing, and gave me my seats and everything, so it's just like boom, away you go. Now the radio gear is different. Still 6-channel receiver, same as the SR, but the radio is much newer style, digital trims on this one, and you have a mixing channel now. And of course, you only run 4 AAs instead of 8, which is nice, so it also keeps a lot of weight off that radio, right? So definitely some changes. Range on this is outstanding. I've been out to 80 feet, still didn't lose signal. And if you do lose signal, it does have a fail-safe, okay? You can test it yourself, turn the power switch off, and the truck will not move, okay? Or the machine will not move. So if you do run out of range, be rest assured it'll just stop. Okay, it's not going to go any further. As far as the rest of this thing goes, I had a bad experience with snow building up in the back wheel, although Shinloko told me that I could either chill the thing outside first before playing with it, and that should stop it, or I can put like a silicone lubricant of some sort, like, you know, the silicone white grease or whatever, put that on the back wheel, and that'll stop it, because it's only the back wheel on each side that gets affected. The rest of them are not getting affected. And this is a chain and pulley drive system. So once again, for you guys that are SR guys, I need to know about track tension and chain tension, how to make sure I balance that out properly. I don't know a lot about this machine. Like I said, the manual sucks. Anyways, this is a 1/12 scale machine, but you could have fooled me, man. I mean, it's got some size to it, you know. I mean, it's bigger than what it looks like in camera, guys. Trust me, this thing's definitely got some good length to it and everything. As far as weight goes, I mean, it's a couple of pounds with that battery in there, but it's still, I find that it's still a little on the lightweight side. The tracks are good, they dig in great, but I am going to be doing every possible mod that's available for this from Kyosho. They have metal tracks for it and other accessories that I'm going to get. I'm going to get the back blade system for it, because I want to activate channel 1 for that, which is your left stick for left and right. And I may even, you know, just use that a few times and then throw a winch on this thing, which would be really sick for doing like a recovery video type of thing. A winch would be really cool. And maybe even those tow hooks and stuff, I might install them somewhere on this thing. I don't know where. I'll figure it out. But the body is awesome. I love the body style on this. It's really nice. I love the graphics that they chose. You know, and I love these see-through windows, because, hey, you can see your drivers if you have drivers in there, which is really cool. As far as the insides go, let's pull the cap off. And, of course, you can see my thing in there. Now, this runs off its own LiPo battery for the light, which is the way I wanted it. The ESCs, from what I understand from all the information I found on the net about this thing, I believe the ESCs have been upgraded. Definitely an upgraded waterproof servo, and I think it's a little stronger servo too. It comes with the 1800 milliamp nickel methyl hydrate battery, which lasts for a long time. Like, I still haven't kicked in the alarm yet to say your power is low. But yeah, definitely a really well designed machine. Lots of cavity space in here, especially if you're going to add a bunch of extra junk in here. And of course, if you're going to add in that back blade system, you have servo mounting room, and of course the arm for that comes off of it, and so on. So you're going to make use of that room if you're going to use that kit. If you're going to run a winch off this thing, I'm sure there's a way to mount one. I'm thinking I might make well, I've already started making a servo winch, which I could actually easily bolt down inside here and actually run the string right out one of the back slots even, or even just drill a hole in the middle or something, let the hook dangle out, and I'd be able to, you know, pull it out and, you know, use that on channel 1 for left and right for going in and out with a winch. Too simple, right? Now, I had done some experimenting with lights. My first attempt at doing the LEDs, the lighting sucked, and I have a video on that of the install and test, and of course the failure, and as part of that, and I also have an update video that I solved the problem. That's why I didn't re-glue my wires back down in here yet, but that's where they were, and it was interesting to get that all off, because hot glue is a pain in the neck. But I'll get that glued back down eventually. But I've got servo extension wires coming out the back, plus extra extensions, of course, off of them to go to my wiring to leave me lots of room so I don't, you know, accidentally rip things out, you know what I mean, when I'm taking things off. The tie-down system on this is 2 clips at the back section here. You got to fit the body into these groove slots, and they're still really not that stable, because even when it's locked down, it can still pop up a bit, which is kind of stupid. They should have had some sort of a front locking system, and there is a bit of extra air gap here too, so this is like, you know, little nitpicks here, but, you know, I think they're valid. You know, the machine itself, full of torque, not very fast. I would guesstimate about 5 miles an hour. You know, it's not really made for speed anyways. It's made for torque. It's made to plow snow, you know. So you need torque for that, not speed. but it does have adequate speed and torque combined, so very well thought out for the transmission gearing on that one. Power switch is located at the back end of the machine, which is fine. It's a good spot for it, you know, and it's not like it's going to get full of snow back here anyhow, but if it does, no big deal anyhow. And all your electronics are all safe and secure under here, under this cover, as well as a separate receiver box that has your receiver and 2 ESCs in it. And that box is also held down with 3 screws on a lid on top of this, so everything's well protected for sure, which is great. Now they say this thing can go on sand, gravel, and snow. I'm leaving this thing, I think, just for the snow. I really don't think I want to run it through sand and gravel and, you know, that sort of thing. I really prefer just the whole snow thing with this. That's kind of the reason why I bought it. If I want to go through the sand and gravel, I got basher machines for that to have fun with, you know. So anyways, the tracks are grippy, you know, but an aluminum upgrade track definitely is in order. I'm going to be doing that, like I said, every possible mod that's out there, and the aluminum tracks will add a bit more weight. But with all that cavity space in the back here, you could add extra weight. Like I've got this vise I built, and all I got to do is take the screw piece out and drop it in there, and, you know, I can, you know, even secure it with Velcro so it doesn't move around too much. And that would add about an extra 4 or 5 pounds of weight to this thing, which would really give it good traction, you know. So anyways, let me plug this thing in for you guys, and we'll power it up. Okay, I'm not going to bother with these guys right now, they can go off to the side. Turn the radio on. On. There we go. Now, my trim is centered for the blade, so this is the kind of height you can expect. Not a ton of clearance there, right? But it's not bad depending on the surface you're in. But you can raise it up quite a bit more, and that is lots. I bombed around the yard all day today, like, well, not all day, but for a good part of a half an hour with the blade up at this point with the trim set, and it was perfect for, you know, bombing up and down little hills and stuff in the yard and everything. Worked great, no real problems there, so that was good. And you still have a fair amount of height you can gain, and of course your downforce is still there. Whoops, get over here. So the downforce is still available. It's tricky, you gotta, there we go. So it does still lift the vehicle up a bit at the front, so it's still got good dig in, okay, and lots of upright. Now, if you're going to leave the trim sets as centered, you know, you've got all that height. Now, watch how much higher it goes. So, it does bring it up a little higher, which is good, okay? So, lots of dig-in authority. This is not a toy grade machine. This is full hobby grade. This is good stuff, okay? And I really love this thing. Now, fail-safe, turn the power switch off in the radio. Truck's not going anywhere. It just stationary, so you don't have to worry about losing your vehicle if you run out of range. And I've been out to 80 feet with this thing already, and no problems, you know. So, I would say all in all, I'd gauge this thing at about a 3 3/4 out of 5. I mean, it's not absolutely perfect, nothing ever is. It's got a few flaws to it, like, you know, 2 pins to tie the body down, and this thing still flops. You know, I don't like that part. That's got to be solved. You would think with the amount of years Kyosho has had the Blizzard on the market, they would have, you know, fixed that problem with the front and made some sort of a tie system to keep it more secure on the front end. But, of course, they didn't. So that's something we'll have to modify. And having the windows in there is great. You get to see the driver and passenger there. There we go. They're in there. But the fake light sucked. Of course, it always does. We always change over to hobby grade lighting. And that's what I did. And I kind of like the beacon thing. I think blue is a good choice for it. And programmable too. It's the All-Star LED programmable strobe, and there's a lot of different functions for it. For programming, and I have a video, by the way, on how to program this thing if you're curious and you want to put it in a different kind of vehicle, but they sell different colors and all that jazz. Oh, my battery thing's hanging out. So, but anyway, so far so good, no problems yet, other than catching snow in the back tire, and that can be solved with, you know, freezing the thing first or a little bit of spray lubricant, which is what Shinloco had told me, and I actually tried the freeze test today and worked really good. So didn't have any jam ups in the back wheel, which is good. Easy to get the tracks on and off, just a bunch of screws and whoosh, you know, and put it all back together, screw them back in, and you're back and attached. Takes no time at all to change your tracks on this thing, which is pretty cool. But just not a very clear manual at all, which is why I got to do the LiPo test, because I did read about the battery thing tonight. I went through the manual again, trying to understand this poorly translated manual. It does mention 7.2 and 7.4 volt, and 7.4, as we all know, is LiPo, so that would mean to me it's LiPo compatible, but we're going to test that tomorrow and see if the alarm system kicks in on the battery. If not, I'll have a pooched battery probably, but oh well, it's worth the test to find out and to know, because I must know. Because I'd like to actually run a LiPo on this instead of NIM, but I'm still happy with NIM either way. You know, the NIM, at least you can run it until it croaks, right? You're not going to hurt it. Or in this case, till the alarm kicks in for the NIM. So it's at least within safety margins. But if I can run a LiPo in here, I would much rather prefer a LiPo. But then that means I got to add more weight into the truck, because a LiPo is way, way lighter than, you know, a NIM pack. So the NIM pack actually helps with the weight, because even with the metal tracks, you're going to want weight in this thing. But you gotta watch the weight. But I mean, at the same time, the suspension has not got a ton of travel. You know, it's got enough to get, you know, up and down those obstacles, but you don't want to put enough weight that it flattens everything out so bad that they can't move. So you got to really watch it when you start adding weight on this thing. So I think there is a reasonable limit amount of weight. You know, I think with a LiPo battery, you know, put a LiPo battery in there, like a hard case LiPo. They tend to weigh a little bit more than a soft case LiPo would, and you know, something around, like, I guess about a 5,000 milliamp, you know, would be more than adequate. You know, so, but anyways, guys, all in all, like I said, extremely happy with my machine. I love it. Even the radio has a battery warning indicator light. Green is good. Orange is getting weak. Red is change your batteries. The dual rate switch, I want to talk about this quick too, and then we can get out of here. Kyosho says leave it on 100%. They don't say why though, right? Well, the reason for that is it does affect blade height a little bit, okay, but it does actually affect your steering, as Shinloco pointed out to me. I tried that today, and he was right. When you put it on 70, you're not driving this thing in a straight line. It's virtually impossible, because one side is always going faster than the other, right? So you do leave it on 100%. You can drive in a straight line all you want. So yeah, the rates do have to be at 100, okay? And driving, like I said, forward, backward, you know, your left and right stuff. This is your channel 1, okay? And channel 1 is your blade, and channel 4 over here, left and right, that's going to be for your accessories in the back, whatever they may be. But yeah, definitely some nice upgrades over the SR, you know, and that's great. Fully digital radio gear, like trims and all, so that was a nice upgrade. The ESCs apparently were an upgrade, the servo upgrade. All the other parts are the same from what I can tell. You know, the cab is different, obviously, paint job and, you know, see-through glass. And FR, like, what does FR stand for? I mean, SR, search and rescue. FR, what? Forget rescue? Maybe? You know, who knows? But, hey, I ain't complaining. It's a sweet machine, priced well, very affordable, lots of, you know, not a ton boatload of upgrades that I know about yet, but directly from Kyosho, there's a fair amount of upgrade parts, like the ball bearings, the tracks, a cross-member piece that's solid metal here. You got the back groomer blade, you can get that attachment kit going, that sort of thing. Usable light pods up front, which is nice for your headlights. Now, these are really bright, but I want brighter, so I'm going to go with either a bar across here or maybe a 2-pod system right in the middle here between the two. The beacon was a nice little, upgrade from the stock fake thing. I don't know. I was thinking about trying to put some kind of an LED or something in the smokestack here. Maybe activating that with some sort of a light if I could, to make it kind of look like it's, well, not smoking, but I guess functional. I don't know. I'll figure something out down the road for it, but kind of cute. All in all, awesome little machine, worth the money. Hey, I'd buy another one if I had to. I think I'm good with this one though. But if my wife ever decides she wants to try and learn to drive this and she wants one, well then maybe we'll have to get her one down the road someday. Then we could have a lot of fun together. But with the Kyoshos, but we'll see. But yeah, great little machine. If you have any questions, hey, feel free to ask. I'll do the best I can answer them. But hey, guys, I'm limited, until I learn more and more from other SR owners and FR owners myself, because I need to know more about, the track tension, the chain tension, how to properly set that up. Because the manual, like I said, again, it sucks. It doesn't really tell you what you really want to know or need to know, type of thing, in some of the things. So that was a bit of a disappointment with the manual, but that's okay. There's guys out there who've had these things for years. They're basically experts now. So you can pretty much ask anybody anything that owns these things and have had one for a long time, and they'll know. Oh, and speaking of which, hey, check out Sparks' channel, guys. RC Sparks. He got a 3D printed blower that a guy designed and made, and it is sick. I saw the video tonight, and he did his running video on it, and man, can that thing ever chew snow, like, just awesome. I'd love to be able to afford that attachment, but I really can't. I wish I could though, because that'd be awesome, because I'd just, hook up some FPV gear, if I had like proper FPV gear and that thing, and go just do my driveway outside with that blower and sit in the house, that'd be sick. The neighborhood would be like, what the heck is going on at Kevy's? Where is he? There's a toy out there doing the job. It's like, Stephen, what do you call that, Stephen King movie, remember when all the transports and all that came to life? Yeah, it'd be kind of like this thing out there, except me doing it in here. That'd be kind of fun. We'll see, maybe someday. Anyways, guys, that's pretty much all there is to cover for now. I'm sure I probably missed a few things, hey, but I got to give you as much detail as I possibly can that I actually know and understand about this thing, and I do highly recommend it. It is a great, great machine. So if you don't have one, grab one. Hey, grab an SR. They still have them online. But this one, Great Hobbies, is now only carrying just the FR at this point in time anyway, because they took the SR off their site. But I did see Amazon had some SRs, and you can probably find an SR on eBay if you wanted the SR. But the FR, I really like the FR. I think it's so much cooler because of the glass, canopy. The radio gear is more up to date and so on. You got this mixing function that you don't have in the other one. Digital trims over analog trims, type of thing. So it's more up to date too. Nothing wrong with the SR. Don't get me wrong. There's absolutely zero wrong with the SR. I would have bought it, but they took it off the site and put this one up, and I thought, I like it. That's awesome. And I'm very happy. I'm very proud and happy Kyosho Blizzard owner here. So cool stuff. Thumbs up, guys. We'll catch you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching.